All right, everybody. So a lot of things have happened in America yesterday since I was in the hospital for asthma. But now that I'm doing better, we can look over this all. And a lot of people were covering it, and there's so much information coming out about it, and it's a little overwhelming to see all this information, and it's a lot to manage, and a lot of people have a lot of things to say. So, I'm letting the people who had their informational segments about it go first, and then I'm going to talk about it, especially since more's come out. And by the time you're watching this may not even be the most up-to-date information, but I've accumulated as much as I could. I was searching all over the place for information today, and I'm going to try to go over this as best as I can. So the first thing that I wanted to go over was the people that died in this event at the Capitol. As we know now, the gist of it is the Trump people were very angry when we got a blue Georgia, and with the Democrats having the Senate now, they just got really angry and stormed the Capitol. 4 people, according to the Associated Press as of now, have died. One of them was a woman who was shot by the U.S. Capitol Police, and the other 3 died in medical emergencies, so I'm assuming that took place in the hospital. This was the lady that was killed. I do not like how she's being called a protester, because these people are basically domestic terrorists. This isn't what a protest looks like, and we will go into more detail about that in a moment. But this lady basically got killed because she didn't like democracy, and it's sad that she lost her life because of this, and nobody deserves to die like this. But she was a domestic terrorist, and that's something that we need to remember. So, yeah, I'm going to make the hot take and call everyone that was a part of this event a domestic terrorist, because this is not what a protest is. What this basically was an attempted coup. A lot of people in the circles that I follow were kind of anticipating something like this, and this is kind of like the most extreme and violent outburst that we have gotten from all of this. So I can close this. I can close this. All right. What was this one? Okay, yeah. So the reason why we saw a lot of this stuff coming was because Trump has kind of he's kind of been inciting this. He's kind of been egging this stuff on ever since he said that he will not take a peaceful transition of power. And this was a little video I thought that we should watch.
We fight like hell. If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue.
They broke the glass in the United States Capitol, and now they are...
I'm not here to, I don't know, this is a little bit of a tangent, but I think that these people's climbing form is absolute garbage. As someone who has done parkour for a bit of my life, I've been out of practice recently. This form is absolute garbage. I don't know what's going on here, and I just wanted to talk about that.
Climbing through the window.
Let's have trial by combat. Take back our country.
The whole world is watching, folks. Choose wisely. If you just roll over, if you don't fight.
We love you. You're very special.
Okay, I don't like the I don't like the choice of music personally. It really shows bias, but it is very hard to not be biased in a situation like this. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Trump and the people close to him have been kind of egging this stuff on, and if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. All right. I thought this was just funny. This was on July 27th. Anarchists, agitators, and protesters who vandalize or damage our federal courthouse in Portland or any federal buildings in our cities or states will be prosecuted under our recently reenacted Statutes and Monuments Act. Minimum 10 years in prison. Don't do it. From Donald J. Trump. I think that this is just really funny because he made this tweet and now his like Trump's first response to this was basically, oh, y'all are very special people. it's just it's something to laugh at. Very special indeed. That's right, Rodent. There is no excuse for this type of language to say take back our country and trial by combat. That is not the language we should be using in like a democratic country. I mean, our country isn't a democracy, it's more of a republic, but that's besides the point. Under the process of democracy, this is not how we talk about things, and this is absolutely not how we respond to losing. Hello, Poob. Welcome. We're talking. Alright. Next thing. If it'll load. Okay, so this was Donald Trump Jr. And this is what was going on as the insurrection was happening. And it's pretty disturbing. So yeah, we have like this video, and then we have, I don't know, we'll watch a little bit of this and then we'll watch more of the second video because that's where more of the content is. Volume. So they're all kind of just watching. Yeah, so they're kind of just watching, listening to some upbeat music. It's a little weird. But more stuff happens towards like the end where Trump
Thank
Jr.
you, Mark. Kimberly.
You know, they're just having a good time. She literally said, "You're doing the right thing, fight."
Thank you guys. Just really appreciate all the love and support. It's pretty amazing. Hi, Ivanka.
I don't know how you could act like this. Then there's this video.
Guys, getting ready to go out there. I can't believe the size of the crowds that I'm seeing out there. Literally, there's got to be 100,000 people. It's all the way going to the Washington Monument.
Holy shit, dude. He's talking like he's at a fucking concert. He's talking like he's the star of a live event. Like, Jesus.
Monument. Just awesome patriots that are sick of the bullshit. So, thank you all.
Awesome patriots that are sick of the bullshit. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
For that, it's actually hard to believe. Unfortunately, there's a road in between the main crowd and then the masses. Love to see them get in closer because it'd be pretty awesome, but this is pretty incredible.
This is pretty incredible. This is not incredible. This is very bad. This is very bad. You should not be encouraging people to be like whiny piss babies who can't take losing an election. And these people call us the snowflakes. What a bunch of like projecting fuckheads, dude. They're just vibing to this. They're literally vibing. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, moving on. We have a very historical image here. Again, I am telling you, these people are not protesters. Protesters don't come in with zip ties used to usually take people as a hostage and firearms. He has a handgun on his hip here. This is not what you bring to a protest. You do not go to a protest to accumulate hostages. Alright, so all the dumb fucks on the internet calling these people like protesters need to stop, because these are not protesters. This is not how you protest. A protest is supposed to be a peaceful exercise of your rights to express your unhappiness with the country or things going on in the country. You do not, you don't have the right to take people as a hostage. And I think that this event is incredibly historical. We haven't really had anything like this ever, and this will probably be in a history textbook in the future. When we look back at how this administration has been handled and the things that have happened, I think for sure this image will be in a history textbook. And we need to know that this is not what a protest is all about. Definitely a big day for history. These Trumpers, man, they are the biggest crybabies ever about losing a race. In history, in recent history, they are the biggest, like, whiny shit baby people that piss their pants at night. And it's very historical, the degree they are that. Yeah. Next tweet. More images. Do not do this. This is illegal as hell. Do not go into the Capitol building with firearms. This is a problem. I don't know how you could wake up one day and think, yeah, this is okay. In Washington, I'm pretty sure that there's laws against open carry, and you have to have a permit to conceal carry in Washington, D.C. On top of that, even if we just ignore those laws, you are not authorized as a citizen to have firearms inside of this government building. I don't know how people can wake up and think, yeah, that's okay. What? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's so hard to understand what goes in the minds of like fascists who get triggered when democracy doesn't go their way. It's really hard for me to fathom. All right, next tweet. This image specifically, I wanted to talk about. I definitely think that this will be in a textbook, because there is so much meaning in this image. Just as like a historical, from a historical perspective, this man is holding the Confederate flag in the Capitol building. I don't think anything like that has ever happened. This is like the first time in history the Confederate flag has been inside of this building. And symbolically, what the Confederate flag represents is it represents people who wanted to secede from the nation and flew that flag to attack the United States. They had a civil war, and for them to bring that into the Capitol building, it's very disgraceful. It's very depressing, and this has never happened before. Never. And a lot of people, I like to believe a lot of people know that this flag represents like white supremacy and authoritarianism and fascism and a rejection of democracy. I can't stand the people who are like, oh, it's my heritage, it's my family thing. Like, no, it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. This is a symbol used to represent some very bad ideas. And these people just shit all over democracy by doing things like this. So I just wanted to talk about that. We have a few more images. Yeah, these people are just having a grand old time in here. Really having fun. This man is on Nancy Pelosi's desk. I think. I think that is the context of this image. And he's just chilling. He's just chilling here. You got this dude looking like a character out of like Far Cry 5. And yeah, is that a Dishonored tattoo? I can't tell. I can't tell if that is the mark of the outsider from Dishonored. I think that's what that's called. But yeah, these people also notice the lack of masks. Even if you don't believe COVID is a thing, you'd want to wear a mask if you're gonna do something this fucking criminal, dude. This is a crime. Like, do these people not register this as a crime? Like, I get they think they're doing the right thing and that they're patriots and all that, but they have to know that they're being vigilantes to a degree, from like their perspective. Obviously, they're not vigilantes; they're fucking terrorists. But if you think that you're being a patriot and you're being like a vigilante and going against the law to better this country, you would want to hide your identity, right? Right? I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Here's a guy with a Camp Auschwitz hoodie. The people who were part of this were white supremacists, Nazis, and like the Proud Boys, which are white supremacist Nazis. I just wanted to take a moment to look at the types of people who are attracted to doing things like this. These are bad people. These are bad people, and if you've been supporting Trump and you're seeing all this and you're still somehow a Trump fan, or you like Trump in any way at all, like I really want you to look at the types of people Trump attracts. I really want you to do some introspection, because I don't know how at this point we've come so far. I don't know how anyone can still be on board with another term, because this administration is so poorly handled and fueled by so much like irrationality and hatred and bigotry that I just do not understand how, if you're a rational person, you could still follow this man and still want this man in office. Imagine thinking this is Antifa. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I have some stuff prepared for that. We have another, the Camp Auschwitz, and this is the Nancy Pelosi Speaker of the House plaque thing, some sort of thing with their name on it, and yeah, they're just vibing. Like, yeah, I fucking hate Nancy Pelosi. She is not what I want from the Democratic Party, but seriously, I never would have wished for a bunch of Nazis and dipshits to come over to her place and fuck things up. Like, that's no, that is not how you deal with someone in a democracy. This is not how you protest or lobby or express any of your rights to be angry and upset. I get that we have different political parties, and a lot of people are going to be upset when their party doesn't win. But this is not how we handle that. These people are such immature snowflakes to go this far because their guy didn't win. And these people still like deny that Biden won when the Electoral College has called it. Every single reputable source has called it. These people still say it's fraudulent and that it's been stolen, and they are the biggest fucking sore loser pussies in history, in recent history. They really are. Alright, we got I thought this was interesting, just like a sort of before and after with this administration. These pictures. You know, you got a bunch of people here. It's nice and tidy. It's everyone's happy. Everyone's chilling. And then you got this shit looking straight out of like Modern Warfare 2 and like Fallout 3 and stuff. It looks like we're in a video game. It's so unreal. Absolutely wild. Okay, this was what Mike Pence said. And as much as I hate Michael Pence, as much as I disagree with his politics and his positions and his opinions, I really have to give credit to him for being rational and mature about this. And And yeah, this is, I wanted to show everyone this clip.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Joseph R. Biden, Jr. of the state of Delaware has received 306 votes. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 232 votes. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 306 votes. Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana has received 232 votes. The announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected President and Vice President of the United States, each for the term beginning on the 20th day of January, 2021, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The votes for...
All right, we have Trump's man, Michael Pence, calling it for Biden, saying he himself has lost to Kamala. This is an amazing amount of maturity, and I could tell that he does not want to be on the wrong side of history. Because he seems to realize how wild all this stuff is. And I as much as I disagree with this man, I don't like this man, I seriously respect him for doing this. So I just wanted to share the clip of, like, the Emperor Palpatine electroshock therapy anti-gay homophobe man being incredibly mature about this. Now, moving on, we have this article. Did Donald Trump concede? President's statement sparks debate. So I looked a little bit at this article, and there's a quote here that could indicate that Trump has conceded. So, yeah, we're going to read this article. President Donald Trump issued a statement early on Thursday saying there would be a transition of power on January 20th following the final phase of the presidential election. Vice President Mike Pence presided over a joint session of Congress that ratified the election results at around 3:45 a.m. ET on Thursday morning following the storming of the Capitol by pro-Trump protesters. However, the president's choice of words has raised questions about whether he has actually conceded the election to President-elect Joe Biden. Trump has refused to concede since November 3rd. And then we have this statement on Twitter. Even though I totally disagree with the outcome of the election and the facts bear me out, nevertheless, there will be an orderly transition on January 20th. I have always said we will continue our fight to ensure that only legal votes were counted. While this represents the end of the greatest first term in presidential history, it's only the beginning of our fight to make America again. So this is a direct quote from Trump, according to my understanding. And some people say it's a little ambiguous, like, is he trying to transfer the presidency to Pence? But I don't think that's going to happen. I think this just, hey, look, Biden won, you guys got me. That's what it comes off to as me. But for him to say, greatest first term in presidential history, dude, his ego, he just can't let it go. He always has to jack himself off every time he's talking about himself. He always has to find some way to jack himself off and say, make America great again, and it is something else, dude. It is something else. But it looks like we have a concession, and that's good news. So, yeah, I wanted to show that. We have a few more things. there is no evidence that Antifa activists stormed the Capitol, according to the New York Times, and there are a few other sources that are saying this, but I wanted to talk about like the differences between what happened here and BLM and Antifa and all that. These things are so different, okay? You look at the Antifa people, you're not going to see any neo-Nazis or white supremacists there. The people that we saw here today at this event, this is what Antifa has been going up against this entire time. Antifa has been fighting against these people who are so violent and irrational and willing to take things so far. These are the fascists. This is what Antifa is against. And I wanted to make that very clear. This is a protest. This is terrorism. Right? You see them, they got their signs, they're sitting. These people are picking up fucking guardrails and using them as ratchet ladders, and just to be funny again, I wanted to go over their forms. This is, what the fuck is this leg doing? This is awful. Also, why the fuck is your knee on the ledge? Never put your knee on the ledge. This dude just looks funny. He looks like an SCP fucking floating out here. This dude's form looks alright. It's almost like a cat grab position. But yeah, I just wanted to mention these people's forms as someone who has done parkour. Little off here. Little off here. But yeah, you're never gonna see BLM people fucking trespassing and climbing into shit. All of the violence, pretty much all of the violence that has been attributed to BLM and those protests was pretty much always instigated by outside forces, whether that be like Proud Boys and white supremacists or the police themselves. And we're going to talk about the police response in a little bit as well. This guy, I don't know who this is really, but I really liked his message here. I agree with it completely. It's what I've been saying, and I just wanted his voice to be heard.
It just goes to show the policing system was built against black people, black and brown people. And that's the reason those reactions are different. That's the reason someone can walk or run or bust their way through or whatever into the Speaker of the House office and put their feet on the desk like they're sitting at home on their couch, storming into a building and busting out windows and carrying podiums and all that other stuff. That's not a protest. That's a terrorist attack. And so stop using stop describing those people the same way you describe someone who just stand there and make a chant and say, we want justice, we want peace. Stop using the same word. It's disrespectful, it's ridiculous. And it's shameful, to keep calling them protesters. Not fucking protesters, they're fucking terrorists.
Very based, very true. Strong words from Draymond Green. Again, I'm not sure who this is, but I completely agree with their message here. What we just saw yesterday was a terrorist attack. This was not a protest. And to classify these people as protesters is very incorrect. And it's disrespectful. It's wrong. So, if you see anyone talking about this and describing these people as protesters, please tell them this is not a protest. This is not how you exercise your right to protest. All right. We have a few. I'm just going to scroll over this article a little bit, showing the difference between the police response, between like black protesters and the BLM people versus yesterday. This was when George Floyd died. You had all these people lined up and stuff. And the BLM crowd is just kind of sitting here. They got their arms up. You got all the police just kind of standing there. Lots of them. Alright, and then this was yesterday. These people all up in here. They are all up in here. I'm actually going to zoom in a bit. Help you guys see. They are all up in there, and this is the same place. This is the same place. They're just out here by the steps. Right? And then this stuff happened. They started getting the gas. They were shooting rubber bullets and stuff. People were running and screaming, trying to get away. And then here they go, just barging past the police. Look at this dude. What a beta. They're just able to just bust in. Back here, we got the gas. We got people desperate. That guy just got kicked. That guy just got shoved. People desperately trying to get away from these officers. And now we're back here. They're fucking busting in windows. Again, shitty climbing form. And that's what we got from that article. So, yeah, these are completely different. It's not even comparable. The degree to which force was used. If these people were black, they would have been mowed down. I'm gonna say it. I think that the police would have fucking mowed them down. It would have been a slaughter. But apparently, from what I've heard, only 13 people got arrested and the rest got to just go home. This is Liberty Hangout. Liberty Hangout is the site which hosts Caitlin Bennett, which I'm surprised I haven't talked about her yet, because she's quite the dipshit, and she's also kind of a Nazi. There was leaked information about that, but I wanted to show you what Liberty Hangout was saying. I want Donald Trump to declare himself a king today. Democracy has failed us. This is not what you do when your democracy isn't on your side. You do not do this. We have been posting positively about monarchy for nearly 6 years now, and everyone thought we were crazy for it. Look at what's happening to our country now. Still think making Trump our king is such a bad idea? What the hell do we even have left to lose? Look at how much of a like losers these people are. My allegiance isn't to democracy. My allegiance isn't to the Constitution. My allegiance is to Donald J. Trump. Ah! Jeez, dude. These people are insane. These people are really out. Like, this is fascism. They don't care about democracy. They're outright saying it. They don't care about the Constitution. You know, aren't these people supposed to be like, oh yeah, I love the Constitution. I suck the Constitution's dick every night before I go to bed. Like, isn't that what these people are all about? But now they're just saying my allegiance isn't to the Constitution, it's to Trump. Like, how sad of a simp do you have to be to talk like this? You have to be so insecure and emotionally unstable to make this tweet and think you look good. Today is the day the Democrats realize they lost. We the people will not accept Joe Biden presidency. You have no power over us. This is projection. You guys lost. The Democrats won. We have the Senate now. We have the presidency. You guys lost. If you somehow like Liberty Hangout, or Trump, or any of the other people who are like Trump simps and all that, seriously, do some introspection, reevaluate your thought processes, because you come off as extremely unhinged and pathetic. Speaking of people like that, the Trump simps, we have Tim Pool, and we have him. Democrats demand criminal charges for Trump, risking all-out war. CNN anchor left shock after NYT writer warns of civil war. Secret anti-Trump war games predict Democrats push us to civil war. This is the second civil war people were warning about. Processor warns civil war may be the next step in 2020. Voters fear civil war may be coming. The coup against Trump will ignite civil war. Trump tweets warning of civil war, sparking outrage. Yeah, so Tim Pool wasn't one of these weirdos that was obsessed with a civil war. And now he's out here saying, this is fucked, 4 people died. And I was just like, thanks, Tim. This dude, he wanted Trump to be the next president. He didn't like Biden. And now he's out here saying, this is fucked. You finally got your civil war. Literally had the Confederate flag in the Capitol building. Crazy. Crazy how all that works out. We got Charlie Kirk here. This dude is from Turning Point USA, if I'm familiar. And I have a family member that actually likes Charlie Kirk and sent me Charlie Kirk videos. Very depressing stuff, yeah. Kinda push me to doing political content when you have family like that. Hey liberals, do you notice that when conservatives lose races, we don't riot, scream, smash windows, burn cars, assault people, or need days off to work? It's amazing how mature and civil conservatives are. Please remember this and take notes when we get Trump reelected in 2020. And I'm pretty sure the date... No, the date is not on here. Damn it. But yeah, this was a tweet from Charlie Kirk some time ago. And yeah, it turns out conservatives are the one being the biggest fucking losers that scream and riot and smash shit and assault people that we have. I do not get how you can be a conservative and let alone think like this. Trump people are so fucking weird, dude. They ride around their trucks with like the Trump flags. They have their Trump doormats. They have their Trump signs like all over the place. They're so obnoxious, dude. And then they say that the left is the one that's like insecure and can't handle loss or anything like that. It's crazy to me. It actually baffles me. And I hope pointing this out can like educate somebody on this. Finally, I wanted to show some of my tweets on this as this was happening, some of my thoughts. that I had. We have the Trump simps, Rubin, Crowder, Shapiro, and Poole, who are on the worst side of the historical events that have been taking place. This man's tweet comes off as him saying BLM and MAGA people are comparable when they're absolutely not, as civil rights and attempted coups are completely different things. So this is David Rubin. One man's burned down Target is another man's stormed Capitol. This is referring to BLM, and this is referring to the Capitol storm building. And he's talking like these have anything to do with each other and are related at all. It is so fucking ridiculous to me. Okay, yeah, here, the stuff going on is definitely not a protest. People thought BLM was bad, and all the violence that happened there was pretty much instigated by cops and whatnot, and Trumpers are just so much worse. They, it's really not comparable, and that they're on the wrong side of history. Here's a screenshot from Modern Warfare 2. This is 2021 now. Oh yeah, the PogChamps thing. The video that Trump said where he called the people special, they're special people. She was saying he borderline called them PogChamps. And Rice Gum, the PogChamp guy, was apparently encouraging this, and Twitch bans PogChamp. Other than that, that's all I really had to say about it live as it was happening. I wanted to share that a little bit. I was at the hospital. I had asthma. That was the other thing that happened. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to read chat now and answer any of your questions about this, and yeah, we're gonna go to the chatting screen. Okay, guys. Hypocrisy is making me puke. Yeah, it kind of sucks. The Target was only looted after police tear gas protesters for literally no reason, and then blocked them for entering Target to buy milk to flush their eyes out. Yeah, that makes sense. Liberty Hangout call themselves libertarians. Yeah, you do be seeing like these people who call themselves libertarians, and they're just like super far right. It's wild to me. Oh yeah, the woman rubbing her eyes with onions and saying she got maced and that it was a revolution. Yeah, that's a video on Twitter. I don't think I have it, but yeah, that's a video on Twitter. There was a lady like, yeah, we're trying to get in the Capitol. It's a revolution. We're changing things. And then she's rubbing her eyes with an onion, being a pussy, saying she got maced. Yeah, it is interesting, like, what would have happened if all the Trump people got, like, absolutely tear-gassed and got their eyes shot out with rubber bullets, like, I don't know. Bruh, this is cult behavior. Yeah, it literally is cult behavior. A cult is when you have, an irrational following of something, and, you follow it to such an extreme degree that you're willing to do violence and illegal acts. That's what a cult is, and that's kind of what we've been seeing. Hi, Pixie. Glad to see you here. To my knowledge, Grey Owl, I have not seen any information about rubber bullets being shot at this event. But, again, I could be wrong about that, and there's so much information coming out about this, so yeah, things that happened during like the BLM events wouldn't have been so bad if police didn't like attack them for no reason. They were literally just sitting there with signs chanting, expressing their right to protest, and then they just got yeeted by the cops. Whereas today, the police response was very pathetic. The one dude with the animal skins. I'm telling you, he looks like a Far Cry character. It is a little surprising there was no napalm. They did strut through the halls with Confederate flags. We saw that. A Confederate flag has never been inside of that building. So to have a picture of that is very historically relevant. Alright, this has been a very long segment. I think I'm going to stop the recording here.